good.
But here you go. So anyway, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Shadi.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I said before you went live, I was like, when you're dealing with somebody that is a late person, which I feel like maybe one day you have to have a topic on because people think it is very easy to just manage time. But when you're a person that time management isn't easy for you, it's just not that easy. Oh, just set your clock a little earlier or
Right.
don't do this. It's just not that easy when you're a late person. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna play a short version of the intro right quick. But
All right, let's go.
because Edwin Mo.
Mm.
You can do what you want to do as long as you got dreams to go for. They say they can't stop me. They can't stop me. So go hard. They can't stop me. Once I remind y'all, intimidators trying to bring me down. I love it when you turn my crown upside down. They can't stop me. I'ma go hard. They can't.
Okay. They can't stop you. Okay.
You can do what you want to do as long as you got dreams to go for. They say they can't stop me. They can't stop me. I'ma go hard. They can't stop me. Once I remind y'all, intimidators trying to bring me down. I love it when you turn my crown upside down. They can't stop me. I'ma go hard. They can't stop me. Once I remind y'all. Yeah, they can't stop you. I like that because it's like, we're in a society where people either love you or hate you. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? And sometimes when you're doing things that people don't agree with, you get a lot of hate. And a lot of people try to tell you, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. So you got to push that aside and go hard for whatever you want to do.
Flip side of that is sometimes they love you and hate you at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they love you when you're doing what they want you to do.
Exactly.
They hate you when
Exactly.
you're
And the
doing
moment
what you
you
want
can't
to
do
do.
anything for them anymore, you ain't a value you no longer a value to them, they hate you or they hate on you, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, you said something about being late, and that leads me into my first question.
Okay.
What do Nicole Jackson Robinson day, you know, her start of the day consist of? What is your routine when you start your day? How do you start your day?
Okay. So on a weekday, um, I started a new job about 90 days ago. So I usually my dog wakes me up for number one. I set my alarm clock for 5:15.
Okay.
However, he feels it necessary to wake me up at about 4:45, 5 o'clock. I don't know why we haven't figured this out yet, but so he wakes me up around 4:45, 5 o'clock. I'll stay in the bed. Alarm goes off 5:15. I was telling my mother the other day, feet hit the ground. First thing that I've been doing more lately, probably than before than ever, is I now pray more in the morning. Like,
Okay.
even if it's 2 seconds, it's like, thank you, God, for waking me up.
Yeah.
Thank you for, being able to see, or just thank you for something,
Right, right,
depending
right.
on whatever was on my mind from the night before. Once the feet hit the ground, my schedule now since January 1st is the first thing that I wake up and do is I check my Cash App to see if anybody blessed me. I'm like, maybe somebody blessed me today.
Okay. Yeah.
Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. So
All right. All right.
I check my Cash App. I'll go through my emails. I shut down all my all my socials, my social networks. I don't have Facebook anymore. I don't have
Oh, all right.
Instagram anymore for my own personal thing. Not for anything, not for any reason. Basically, I just realized that it was consuming a lot of my time.
Okay.
And so I was like, I would first started off as 30 days. I just want to not do any social media and just see how much time I'm spending and realize it was a lot of time. So,
Okay.
so like I said, I'll check my email. That leads me to about maybe 5:45. I'll still walk the dog. We have our little time together, and I come back, get dressed for work, and I have to be to work by 8 o'clock. I argue. I am a defensive driver, as most women are. I am arguing the whole ride to Hackensack, which is I'll be about 20 minutes. I am the whole time.
Okay.
I don't blow my horn. I learned my lesson about the horn, but I will be doing all this in the window all the way there. And then I work at Hackensack, as I said. It's a new venture for me. I was at anybody that knows me. I was working at St. Joe's for 7 years.
Okay.
Just wanted a new start. I always say every seven, I think we talked about this, every 5 to 7 years, you try to look back at your life, see what, if anything, any growth, any changes, anything needs to, for personal changes, work, anything, friendships, relationships. So I just woke up in last September and I was like, I gotta start looking for a job. Well, it wasn't. I just woke up. Some things happened, and I just was like, I have to start looking for another job. So I wasn't happy about leaving,
Right.
but I was just like, what are you staying for?
Okay.
And so I left. So I'm there from 8 to 4:30, 4:31. I am out the door. I usually talk to my daughter, my mother, whoever calls first on the way coming home. Come home, walk the dog, and my days have been that for the last 90 days. I have the last parties I've been doing have been birthday parties. Anybody, once again, that knows me, I was a partier every weekend at a club, at a bar, at a something.
Okay.
I'm just trying to kind of grow
Rein
up a
it
little
in.
bit.
Rein it in.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it in a little bit. Like
Okay.
I'm gonna be 48 April 17th.
Okay.
Not that means anything, because age don't, it's about how you feel.
Right.
I
Right.
still feel great. It's just I'm starting to see the people around me not looking great. I don't want to look like that. Which means I don't need to be in the places that they are if they looking like that.
There you go.
Enough said. But yeah, so basically that's my day. Phone, I get on the phone. Uh my husband comes gets off usually about 7, 8 o'clock. I have been trying to cook a little more. Not happy about that, but been doing that. So yeah, I am thinking about going back to school once everything kind of settles down. But that is my day to day. It's kind of boring. And anybody that said, oh, you want peace to have a peaceful life, stand on business, all these little new sayings, what they forget to tell you is it's boring. It's very boring. So get ready to be bored. And guess what? I'm saying this to people who are like me that partied and think that it's not an easy transition. A lot of nights I was in here just like, oh my God. But I'm finally getting with it where you got to kind of involve yourself in other things. So that's what I'm doing.
Hey, I'm proud. I'm proud to hear that, and
Hmm.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, I wanted to ask you, how has it been for you transitioning off of social media? How has that helped you?
Um, I think it helped because what I was finding myself doing was constantly running to social media when I got bored. Like I would run to social media and scroll, and I would go maybe just to look at one thing and be on it for an hour, 2 hours,
Okay.
just between Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It would be like 2 hours later and realize, okay, what have I done besides just scroll and look at other people's lives and probably wish I had their lives, or not wish I had the lives of some of the other people I see. But it was, I do it every year. Like I said, the first 30 days I've been doing this for like since I turned 40. I
Okay.
usually stop drinking. You know how people go through their go to the
Yeah.
gym. I don't do the whole go to the gym thing because that lasts for about a week and it's over. But I do usually stop drinking for a month. Usually to like my daughter's birthday because her birthday's the 29th.
Okay.
I stopped drinking and I stopped social media. But this year, I just felt like I didn't need it anymore.
Mm.
Like it was coddling. I was coddling. I was using it as a clutch. And I just found myself getting deeper and deeper in this little hole that I was in. I've been like in this little valley since September,
Okay.
and it was kind of keeping me there. Like more
Mm.
and more seeing people, it was just making me more and more depressed and just I didn't want to be in that place anymore. And not like I said, there's some great things on social media because
Right. Right. Right.
I have found some recipes. I am not a cooker, so I have found some great things as far as helping me cook, even as far as outfit ideas. I go for a lot of things. If something happens, I think I was just up there today looking up something. Oh, as far as my hair, I was like,
Right.
I had my hair in for like 2 months. What can I put? What kind of products can I put in it to help it to maintenance it? And boom, like it helps. So it is a benefit, but you really it once again time management is saying, okay, I'm only gonna be up here for 45 minutes and really getting off, like not staying up any longer than that. So
Right. Okay. Like now, I'm glad you spoke on that because a lot of people struggle with that. You know,
mm-hmm.
all day, every day,
Yep.
and as you said, it eased the depression up for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to start trying to take control of our mental health.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of individuals are struggling with mental health, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know, you're adding to it. You're
Yep.
you're 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 exacerbating it because
Mm-hmm.
of things that people you're around, stuff you look at,
Yep.
foods you eat. All of these things exacerbate your mental health.
Yes.
So I'm so happy to hear that you have gotten a handle on it
Mm-hmm.
to a point where you realize, okay, it's got to be managed.
Yep.
You know, just like most things. And I'm happy to hear about even the drinking part. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Because that makes a difference, whether people realize it or not. That after a while, age brings wisdom. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully,
It
you know
should.
what I'm saying?
It should.
Hopefully,
Right.
if you allow it to bring you wisdom, then it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
But if you just allow it to aid you, then it's
Mm-hmm.
a bad thing.
Yep.
So in overindulging in anything can
Mm-hmm.
have a toll on your body.
Yep.
So what you were saying, you also mentioned something about individuals you've seen, and you're looking at them and you're saying to yourself, wow, I don't want to start looking like that. So
Absolutely.
maybe I better chill on the going out, and
Yep.
I'd rather be bored and happy
Yep.
than partying and miserable.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
So because if you really think about it, people going out to party every night, they're looking for something.
Right. I
They're
just had a
missing.
conversation with somebody about this. You know,
Yeah.
I always
Go ahead.
argue. Let me cut the fan out. Give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
I always argue with people. I'm sorry about that.
Go
I
ahead. That's
always
fine.
argued with people about, well, with people that I was with. about going out. Like they always say, "Oh, if you're going out, it's because you're looking for somebody, or you want, like you." And I'm like, "What? I like music. I like to dance. Like I really like to go out just to go out and have a good time."
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that. Some people really think that if you're going out, it's really you just going out because you want to find somebody at the end of the night. That's not always the case. Like
Right.
you could be happy at home and just maybe it's a girls' night. Like you just want to go out with the girls, and I don't preferably like say maybe I don't like this place. But if everybody as a majority want to go, I'm not gonna be like, no, I don't want to go. I'm because so you're gonna go.
Okay.
Whether it be whatever the strip club, the
Right.
the
Right.
lounge, the wherever it is.
Right.
I don't want to be, and I mean, I think it's kind of crazy to be like, oh well, my husband or my wife don't want me going in a strip club, so I'm not gonna go. Like, who are you, 12? Like, I'm grown. You can't conduct yourself in a place like
Right.
you don't have to indulge just because you're there. Like you at a strip club, you can watch. There's nothing wrong with it being, looking at people, and you don't have to always join in on the activities. Like I think people feel like most people don't have control. Like now, not for nothing, you do it up to an extent. Of course, you might slip up and start doing it, but I mean, I used to really go out just to party. I never really went for the fact of looking for somebody because I've been in a relationship since I was like 13.
Okay.
So it was never really, but did I find people as I was? Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like to be truthful, of course you run into
Right.
people. But
Right.
as the person, you have to say, nah, I'm good.
Okay.
So, like,
Absolutely.
you got to trust the person.
Yeah. Well, speaking on that, speaking on trust, that's a big thing in relationships that,
Mhm.
you know, once it's broken, sometimes it's almost impossible to get it back. And in some cases, you can never get it back,
Right.
you know? And when I said that people go out, like, when people got to go out every single weekend,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, what is it for? You know
Right.
what I mean? At the end of the day, it's something else. Then
Right.
that's why I was saying, like, I mean, once in a while you go out, your girls call you, you
Right.
ain't been out in a while, but every single weekend it actually takes a toll
Right.
on you,
But I'm
especially
gonna
in.
tell you,
Go
you
ahead.
know me. I I actually I think I went out almost every weekend. Every weekend, like for a while,
Yeah.
for a very long time until one day I was just like, why? What am I going out for? Like, you know what I mean? Like but guess what? I had to come to me.
to that
It
conclusion.
didn't matter about people saying it to
Right.
me over and over. My mother said it, the men I was with, it didn't matter. It had to be me to come up with that conclusion. Like, okay, it's the same people. Like, I'm over it. Like DJ playing the same music, same people trying to holler at you. Like, well, yeah, I'm really not beat for this no more. You know what I mean? I don't mind having a girls' night, but why it ain't gotta be every weekend. I can kind of I pass. And then that became a thing. When you pass, then your friends looking at you like, damn, your man got you, you can't come out.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
you know what I mean? Like, oh no, he got a chokehold. You in the chokehold. You can't come outside and play. You know?
Yeah.
Now you gotta boast up. Like, what? You can come out. You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's the
so
that's the influence you to get you
that's the
out.
influencer. That's the influencer. And guess what? Sometimes I was the influencer. I was that person like, wow, for real? Like he go out all the time, but you can't,
Right.
So not for nothing, it really does have to be you to be the person to say, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like not a relationship, not a parent, not kids, not it has to be something in you to finally say, nah, or to say, you know what, instead of clubbing, let's go to paint and sit. Let's go to a museum. Let's go to a Broadway. Like that's what the friends I'm with now. That's what they do. They're like, oh, I'm going to a Broadway show. I'm not there yet, but
Right.
I'm not mad. You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean? Like I appreciate that they want to do things like that. I'm just my head ain't. I did that in high school. I ain't really wanting to go to no Broadway shows. I
Right.
went to Rosa Parks. I've seen enough of Broadway shows in my life. So, but I love the friends that I have now because it's like we're all growing up together.
Right.
Like we have the ones that still party, and I ain't mad at them. You know, when I want to party, I know to call them.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, what age were you when you came to that epiphany that
Last year, 47.
Okay. All right. Hey, it comes when it comes. You know what
Listen,
I'm saying? It comes when it comes.
hey, I'm just happy it came.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because, like for me, I used to do it, every weekend, or I just had to be out. You know what
Right,
I mean? But for me, it was hanging on the block. You know what I
right.
mean? Had to be on the block like
Mm-hmm.
almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, as you said, it can't be something
Yep.
that comes from your spouse,
Yep.
your parents, or anything. There's certain things that has to come from within you
Yep.
that you have to say, look, I'm ready to make the change.
Yep.
Because otherwise, when other people trying to push you, it comes across as nagging and it becomes aggravating.
It's
You know what
phony.
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You're
It's
like, okay.
phony.
Yeah, you be like, well, I'm cool with this. I'm comfortable with this.
Yep.
So why are you trying to tell me not to do something I want to do?
That's
I'm
right.
not trying to stop you from doing
You
what you
from
want
doing
to
what you.
do.
That's right.
so, so
Not
I, so,
and a lot of times you're not even honestly, you're not even listening to what they're saying. Like you hear them, but you're like, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I know it's bad out there in them streets. Oh, I know I can get shot up. But then one day it comes like, what, yo, like they be really shooting in the hood, and I'll be really like one day I said that like I used to really hang on blah blah blah, and they really be coming through shooting, and I really had a chair sitting out there like I was cool.
right.
Like I could have got my hair blown off, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
wow, like
yeah,
it's you like it really is a wow moment. Like it,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
reality kicks in for some
yeah,
of us. You know what I mean? And hopefully, as you said, it's in a right time. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's not to a point where something has to happen first and force you. You
right,
know, you get it. You just say, wake up one day and say, I want to do something different.
different.
Like
Yeah.
as you said, like right now, your friends want to go to Broadway plays, stuff like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
not where you at right now.
Right.
And that's okay. And we have to allow that to be the case with
Mm-hmm.
each other.
Yep.
Friendships, family members, allow people to be who they are and where they at.
Yep.
We get into so many conflicts with one another because we're trying to bring somebody up to the level where we at and they're
We
not
are.
ready. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And they're
Even
not ready.
relationships.
Yeah,
Even
that's
in
more
relationships.
so in
It's
relationships.
a lot of times as you're climbing up them steps, you meet people, and when you meet them where they are. But
Right.
you study climbing, but that
Yeah.
person's still here, and you
Yeah.
study trying to pull them up there, but not knowing they okay right here.
Right.
You the person got to realize. Guess what? I'll be
Yeah.
back for you later.
Right.
If
Right.
I
Right.
come back, if I come
Right.
back down that way, I'll get you. But
Yeah.
other than that, I'll see you when I see you. But we get so stuck on trying to, like how they always say, you always trying to pull somebody up. Like,
Right.
we're trying to pull them up, but most of the time, as we pulling them, we sinking deeper down with them.
There you go. There you go.
So,
Yeah. So my next question is, how long have you been married?
dude, what's this? 20.
24.
Oh,
2024.
ooh, 12 years.
12 years. Okay.
Yeah,
All
12
right.
years.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time. Too long.
Okay. So well, look, I'm going on 24 years.
Yeah,
So I'm almost I'm
that's
almost
a
I'm
whole
almost I'm
child. That's a
almost
long
double
time.
that. You know what I'm saying? Going on 24 years, you
That's
know?
a long time.
Yeah, July 5th, it'd
Wow.
be 24 years.
Yeah.
And I remembered the anniversary, so I used to
Oh,
forget it for a while.
yeah. Well, no, that's good though.
Yeah, a
That because
long
I mean,
time.
a lot of women, people get really upset about the fact of when people don't remember the anniversary, the proposed anniversary, the first time we met versary. You
Right.
know, like I mean, I'm not one of them women, but I do know there's some people that really they take
Oh,
those
yeah.
things very serious. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fortunate for me, when I got married, it was a week before his birthday, so ain't no way you gonna miss
Right. Well,
the
well,
anniversary without the birthday.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, similar to me to help me remember. It's
mhm.
the day after the 4th of July.
There you go.
you
There you
know.
go. See, you was thinking smart.
So, yeah. Okay. So now how many people in your inner circle are married? How many of your girls are married?
Only one.
Only one. So you and one more.
Me and one more. Prior, prior. Well, okay. So one, two. It was four, and two have been divorced.
Okay.
With I mean that it within like the immediate circle.
Right. Right.
And then the one girl, she just got married like since COVID.
Okay.
So that was like the newest wedding out of our crew. But
Right.
yeah, two divorced, one newly married, and then yeah, I know. And then we got friends that are separated, not divorced, but they separated. Yeah, hey, look, I don't I don't talk bad. I don't talk bad on divorce. I don't talk bad on separation. Marriage is in itself a whole nother job, and it's tough. And anybody that tell you anything different is a liar. Because let me tell you, it ain't peaches and cream as they tell you. Oh, I mean, I know it's a blessed union by God, and all of the great things that they say about it, but yeah, you got when you really need to think it through before you walk down the aisle. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it's a lot to it. Um, it's people always say, "Oh, it's just a piece of paper." It is just a piece of paper, but that piece of paper bonds you to that person for a lot of reasons, and sometimes you be ready to call it quits, but you think about that piece of paper, and that's what keep you in the situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it is just a piece of paper, but it isn't just a piece of paper. So you got to think of it like that. You know what I mean? And I always say to people, if you ready to take on another child, another responsibility, another job, then go right ahead. I mean, because that's what I feel it to me. You're taking on somebody's child that you are now going to take, that you are now going to raise. Because guess what? Yeah, you might be a grown man, but for us to co-inhabitate together, we got to come together and we got to settle on some things. Like, not just talking about toilet seats up and down. We
Right.
talking about it's some nasty women and men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they come from their mother house because they mama do everything. They wash their clothes, wash their drawer, and they come into a relationship with you, expecting you to do what their mother did. I am your girl. I am not your mama.
Well, to add to that, most times, either with both sexes, we're looking for that other part, either the
There you go.
father or the mother. We're
That's
looking
right.
for that in the individual,
Right.
even if we're not conscious of it. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? So when we meet a person, as you said, now you
Yep.
two people coming together, raised a lot of times differently. You know what I mean? Raised
Mm-hmm.
differently,
Yep.
different upbringings.
Yep.
Now you bringing these two people together in a union, and to speak on the marriage, it's a contract.
Right.
see, it's a contract between two people saying,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna be here for you.
You're gonna be here.
I expect you to be
Yep.
here for me.
Yep.
Now, what we have to do is we have to figure out how we're gonna make that work
Right.
where both of us are comfortable
Right.
in this arrangement,
Right.
you know? And a lot of times when people get divorced, is one person or the other saying, look, you do what I want you to do, but I ain't trying to hear what you say.
Yep.
That's the majority of the times.
Majority of
That's
the time.
why
Yep.
people get divorced because if you
Yep.
can't compromise, nobody wants to stay in a relationship or a marriage
Right.
where it's one sided.
That's
Now,
right.
now, we all can understand that at some point, one person giving a little more than the other and it
Absolutely.
switches around.
Yep.
We all could deal with that.
Yeah.
80, 20,
Mhm.
20, 80, 60, 40. Long as you know the person is in it.
Right.
But when you got a person that's constantly gimme, gimme, gimme,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 gimme, gimme,
Mm-hmm.
gimme, it's time to go, go, go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
like somebody I was talking to somebody and they said to me, they was like, most of the time it's either gonna be 50-50, and sometimes it's gonna be 60-40. Some points it's gonna be 80-20. But
yeah,
like you said, it should be always
fluctuating.
fluctuating. But when it's you always 90 or 80 or 75%, and they
Right.
always giving that 20-25, that's a problem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's a big problem because you become frustrated, and then because you become frustrated, and uh, either the woman or the man, because it's not always the woman.
right,
Um, a lot of times we try to voice that to the person, and it might not come out as I'm trying to tell you this because I want us to make it better, but the other person hear it as nagging or
mhm,
oh I don't want to hear that, but really it's I'm telling you this because I want us to make it better. You know what I mean?
right,
Like I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you now because
right,
at a certain point when I'm not talking, it's a little too late.
right.
Like once I'm done talking, and once I'm okay and I don't care, because that's like you said, that's when divorce. That's when you separate
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I can't continue to keep talking about the same things over and over again, and you're not hearing me. Like, and
Right.
yet I'm out here, and all these other men or all these other women, they hear me,
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
yeah. Well, I definitely want to say this to either men and women who are listening that when someone is talking to you, and you know, most times it's the women.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman is talking and talking and she stops talking,
Yep.
you know, look out, she's ready to be out. She
Yeah.
she done checked out emotionally.
Yep.
And you know, and my
Right.
mom told me that a long time ago. She said, when a woman continuously to talk to you, and you ignore her and you don't make the necessary adjustments,
Mm-hmm.
or she don't see you make an effort,
Yep.
eventually she's gonna stop talking.
That's right.
And then she's done. You
Yep.
know, because what I want you brothers to understand is a lot of times we gonna roll out as men. We just gonna roll out.
Yep.
Women gonna check out first.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna check out. You go be in a relationship. This is why a lot of brothers end up saying, "She just left me out of nowhere."
That's
No, it
right.
wasn't out of nowhere.
That's right.
You didn't catch the hint. You didn't listen when she was pleading with you
Yep.
to make the necessary changes, and
Mm-hmm.
now she's out, and you think it just happened overnight.
That's right.
Very rarely do it
And
happen
you
overnight with a
hear
woman.
so many men say that. Like she just left. Like oh or they'll say oh she cheated. I don't know why would she cheat? I was giving her. I was having sex with her. I was doing this, but okay, but when you was doing all that, it was too late. By the time you was by the
Right.
time you was where she was or where she wanted you to be, it was too late.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like a lot of times, like you said, when we talk, and that now, like you said, once we emotionally
Check out.
uncheck,
It's gone.
That's what sex. We can still have sex with you, but that
Yeah.
the emotion is definitely not connected to the sex no more.
Right.
Like it's just that's another job. That's just like washing dishes. Okay, it
Right.
ain't nothing there, but you know that's your duty, so you do it. But once that's unchecked, it's nothing for you. Now you just thinking of your escape plan.
There you
Like
go.
I'm just waiting, and as soon as XYZ happen or blah 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 happen, I'm out. And
Right.
that's normally, like you said, how it happened, where men, like you said, they leave and then they worry about the repercussions afterwards. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and like you said, it's because the emotion is that's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And this is, real talk to help people better navigate their relationships because
mhm,
between men and women we need a clearer understanding of each other.
yep,
A lot of times when we going through something, we go to the same sex.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Women go to
besides,
women,
well,
women
I
go to
mean,
women, men go to men.
well, honestly, I do still have like a lot of male friends. I have a lot of
Okay.
like throughout my life, anybody that I've dealt with or like encountered, and even like maybe we talk, but it didn't go nowhere.
Right.
I always remain friends with people. Like I could see them on the street and talk and honestly don't think nothing about nothing.
Right.
You know. So a lot of times I will pick up the phone, even though I know my husband hated. He'd be like, "Oh, you always asking, people, and you should." But sometimes I want to know because I'm like it can't just be you. Like, can it? You know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
be sitting there, so I'm like, nah. Let me get. I gotta get somebody else's opinion because this can't like. And and some guys they will tell you what they
Yeah.
think you want to hear, but
Right.
but a lot of my friends they'll tell me straight like, nah, Nicole, you bugging. Nah, you blah blah blah. Because
Right.
I find that a lot of women yes me more than the guys. Like they be like, yeah, nah, girl, you right, and no, I can know I'm wrong.
Well, you know where that comes from sometimes. You know what I mean? If you got a bunch of single people,
Yeah,
then they say, hey, you might as well come out here and be single
right.
with us so
And
we
be
can
with
roll.
yeah,
You
that's
know
right.
what I mean? And
Yeah,
and, and it's unfortunate, and
yeah,
and and I want to make it clear all the time it's not done out of malice. You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
It's just the fact that they feel like, look, hey, let's make it like it used to be.
Or they get tired of hearing you complain.
Right. Yeah.
Cause not for nothing. You pick up the phone, you talking about XYZ, and then you like, girl, he blah blah. Like the person on the other phone, like, yo, I'll be glad when you just leave him. Or
Right.
I'll be glad when you just leave her. Yo, like it's always something. Like you can't not at a certain time say, like, so you just gonna continue to be in a relationship with them. Like, well, why you staying? Like you gotta ask us, well, why you staying?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you love them? Like, do you
Yeah.
feel like you need to? Because I ask my husband all the time. I'm like, did I force you to marry me? Do you feel like I forced you? Like, did I do you ever feel forced in a relationship? You know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
need to ask people questions when they like when something come in my head. I ask because I don't never want the day to come that I double back and be like, damn.
And you know that opens me up to my next question for you. That opens me up to my next question. My next question for you is, what motivated you to get married anyway?
um, at that time in my life, I wanted something different. And he was something different than what I was dating previously.
Okay.
So I didn't realize it, but I was going through the motion of slowly growing up. Cause like I tell people I'm grown, but it took me a long time to grow up. Like just because you 45, 46, don't mean you grown.
Right.
And so, like I said, I was still partying. He never said nothing. He never said, you don't think you party too much. You don't think your dress too short. Never. Never said anything, you know. Um, and I was so used to the men like, oh, you going to F? Oh, you just want to go to, you know, like
Right.
so when I met him, it was like it was so different, like because he's way older than me, so it was more like it was more of a mental thing, and I was used to being the mental one in my relationships, like all with my men, I was the mental one, like you know what I
Right.
mean. It was
Right. Right. Right.
so now somebody that was more
It switched up now.
switched up on me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, but so that's what had me. But I still feel like when you are making decisions that you got to go with more than just one thing. Like
Absolutely.
you should have.
Absolutely.
Like I feel. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you say to yourself like, oh he's a good man, or he's a good
Provider.
brother, or he's a
Good
good
provider.
provider,
Right.
or he's good with his kids,
Right.
but not necessarily do that make him good for you. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those are duties that he might just be. That's what he's responsible for. Those are his kids, and he might feel like, you know what, these are my kids. I'm gonna take care of them. Oh, that's my mom, and she raised me, and she did everything she had to do. So I'm gonna take care of her. Don't necessarily mean that's he's gonna do for you. Not talking about my
Yeah, no,
relationship,
no, I
just
know in
in
general, yeah,
general, right?
we like we
So
saying this to those who may watch this so
right,
that they can have an idea because look, we want to see people in love, people
right,
happy, people, if you want to be married, be married.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? We don't want to
right,
see people miserable and,
right,
complaining. So
right.
if we could give some advice that people can take on and adapt and
Yeah,
adopt into their everyday life for their relationship or
yeah,
in the future or
yeah,
present, then utilize it because that's
yeah.
that's what it's for. That's
Right.
that's
I
what
would
we're here
I
for.
would definitely say write down a checklist before you walk down. You know that bull crap. That 6 weeks. I don't know who listening. On the outside, but they make you do. I'm pretty sure you did it. You did the little therapy with the pastor. I don't know how you got. I don't know what church you went to, but
Yeah.
it's crap. They need to revise it. They push you through because sometimes it be some real stuff that they really need to have y'all sit down and say, you know, I think y'all should wait. I've never heard one person ever say a pastor told them, I think you should wait. Have you?
Not that I know. I mean,
I've
and when
never.
I got married Islamically. You know what I mean? So in the mosque, I had got married. So it's a bit
It's a
different
little different.
with the mosque. Yeah, you go,
Right.
you talk to the imam, and you know, you really have like basically like one talk. So
Oh, okay.
so you don't
You know,
really
they
have.
give you six. I think they do. I want to say it's like 4 to 6.
Okay.
And the first one is like getting to know you, and then they ask you your values to see if they're the same, your family values, but nowhere in there do they dive enough to say, maybe you should wait, not saying that you shouldn't get married, but
Right,
to
right.
say maybe you should wait
Get
a
to
little
know each
bit,
other a little better.
a little more.
Right.
And I think that's what we missing. I think it's nobody being real with people. Like people just so happy, like, oh, y'all gonna get married. Oh, I'm so happy. Let me see
Right.
the ring. Oh, it's so big, it's so pretty. Bump that ring. That
Yeah. Yeah.
that's nothing. That
Yeah.
that's that means nothing after it's just after all everything go on and everybody leave and it's just you and him, and you realize he don't take trips, and you don't like his kids, or he don't like your kids, or you don't like his mama, or he don't like your mama, or he don't like your brother, or he don't like animals and you do, and you want a dog and he don't.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it be some like
That's
it.
real talk, and those be things that create division.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and
right.
and one other thing, like people, one of the biggest questions that I think people should ask is, what is your perspective of marriage?
Right.
Like people don't think to ask, look, what do marriage mean to you? We're about
Right.
to get married, but that question doesn't come up.
You know
What do
why?
you,
You know why they don't ask? Because they're so wanting the biggest venue, the biggest flowers, how many people gonna come? Oh, my dress. I don't even think people think that far. It's like, oh, I'm engaged, and then it's just boom. Let me. You start planning. I don't even think people stop and really think about what it really means because as little girls, that's all we know. The big wedding dress, the beautiful car, the walk your father walk you down the aisle and people taking pictures and like that's what you are so like that's what you grow up wanting.
Right.
Ain't nobody talk about what happened after that.
Yeah. So you're immersed in the fairy tale part of it.
That's right.
Now, after that, reality
Once
kicks in.
that fairy tale is over, once it's over, and now you realize what you got and what you done did.
Yeah.
And now, guess what? You don't want to look like a fool. All these people done came to this wedding and gave you gifts and gave you monies and blessed you. And now you don't. You really like. I know people get divorced, but I know people that don't because just because they don't want to look like a fool from all of that, all the money spent, all
Yeah.
the all the telling people the lies of how beautiful everything is. Oh, it's just great. Oh, we just love each other, and just know that y'all just in separate rooms, not even talking.
Barely can stand each other, right?
Exactly. Exactly. You holding on to the little bit of love or the little bit of caring that you have from when you first met them or him, the little bit of whatever when he first met you, because so much stuff done transpired between the two of y'all since y'all been together. Like it's not the same. So now that y'all married, even though it's not the same, you gotta still like fight to make it the same because neither one of y'all don't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, a lot of times, people get in a comfort zone. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm comfortable with you because I don't know what's out there. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I know what I got here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I can deal with this.
Yep.
But if I go out there,
I don't know what I'm
I mean,
getting.
yeah, right. And
And
a
then you
lot of
hear
people,
everybody like, oh, it ain't nothing out here. Ain't no good men or ain't no good women or they all gay or they don't want to work or they cheat or they do this, they that.
yeah,
Like so you get afraid, like you know what I mean? Like you like, ooh,
you're
I'm kind
scared
of better
straight
off with
now.
what I got.
Yeah.
I thought I had a little gorilla at home. Look, there's a whole lot of gorillas out there.
Yeah. 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 It's definitely, and my next question for you is, what do you think your generation? Because I'm about to be 61, so we're in a different generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think the view is for your generation when it comes to marriage? What do you think it is?
Well, you tell me. I just told you, out of a group of 10 women, I'm the only one that I know of that's still married. And I'm not saying that to be funny. Believe me, because I don't know who watching. I'm not trying to say it to be
Right,
funny.
right,
But
right,
I'm the only one that's still married. And not saying that it's peaches and herbs and cream and oatmeal and all that other good stuff.
right.
And I know somebody that just got married 3 years ago. And every other people are either divorced, separated, or they have an open marriage.
Okay.
And
Now,
that's all within the same age bracket.
and that's something I want to talk about, the open marriage, because like I got nieces, nephews, they're in your same generation. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And when if I think about it, I don't think none of them really married. You know what I mean? If I think about it, none of them
They
married.
don't.
So to me, if I wanted to hear it from you because it was your generation. So I didn't want to say it because I'm not a part of the generation. So that's why I asked you, you know. But it
And wait a
seemed,
minute, but guess
but
what? But not that at any moment that they don't want to be. Like if you ask any of them right now, they'd be like, "Oh, I want to get married."
so is that the women or the men?
The women.
Okay. Okay.
They want to be.
Okay. All right.
It's just everybody is like we said. I got this man, and it ain't good. It already ain't good, you know.
But
So it's either
I
marry
know what I
him.
got. Yeah. 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 Because yeah, that's something, and I think, okay, that's the thing. Because I think your generation of men, they have it uh, really good when it comes to the women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the women in your generation is more lenient and understanding
Mm-hmm.
than the women from my generation.
Right. Then I was gonna say then the older generation.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely are. I just well let me look at the time.
We
Okay.
got about 10 minutes. We got
Definitely
10 minutes.
are. And I'm gonna say this. I just said to my daughter, she's 28. I
Okay.
just said I'm at the age where if I was single, I can either have a really, really old man or a younger man. But the traditions are different. Like you said, the older people, they not they not where we are with things. Like I told her, I said, unfortunately, and it's gonna sound bad,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
cheating is like going to the corner store for us. Like it used to be like a oh Lord, he done
Right.
not my Uncle John. You done killed Uncle John.
Right.
It used to be like that. Like you would hear people and be distraught. Like I can't believe such and
Right.
such cheated. Now it's like, oh girl, oh he been cheating. You ain't
You
know
you
that.
just right, right.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
then the younger generation for them, for them it's like, oh well, he messed with a girl and a guy. See, that's what I'm saying. So every generation, if you
It's
notice,
becoming right, right, because
exactly,
yeah, because
exactly,
yeah, because speaking of that, like you said, the younger generation now they got a new name for it now.
right?
I got the name of it, but it's a name pop. It's something I think starts with a P.
Mm-hmm.
And what's my man name? I forgot his name. He's an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
He's just came out to be that,
Mm-hmm.
and the definition is that you love and you open to
Oh
being
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
anybody.
yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they it's not like they don't. It's no longer like
It's
bisexual where you like men and women. It's like you can love. Your love
any
is for anything.
right.
Yeah,
It's beyond polyamorous. It's
yeah,
not
right.
polyamorous. It's something else.
And that's that under 30 generation that's coming up with all of that.
Right,
Because like my daughter told me, she said, now I'm 47. In
right.
high school, there was, believe it or not, there was no gay people.
Mm.
And I'm 47. And if they were gay, they were
Low key,
happy gay.
low
You
key, kind of.
right. They were happy gay.
Right.
Now my daughter, only what, 20 years younger, she said when she was in fifth grade,
She could
it
see
she had already had gay friends. Friends
it.
were
Right.
already gay in fifth grade. And like knew they were gay, already had girlfriends, already fifth grade.
Then already made the transition that
Already made the
this is what I'm
transition.
doing
Right. So that generation is more open to, and I mean, who are we to say was right and wrong?
for their
I,
sexuality. Right.
but their sexuality. We say God made man and woman, which we all know, and I don't think anybody disagree with that.
Right.
But who are we to say who somebody love?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't help who you love. So look at in time. Look at what people have done to gay people. They have beat them, try to kill them. It hasn't stopped that feeling. But anyway, so I say that to say they have came up with so many different things.
Titles
Like
now.
They got
Right,
titles for
exactly.
it.
Right, because like when she told me that, I'm like, wow, fifth grade. She like, yeah, my fifth grade, such and such was already gay, and I'm like, wait, what? So
Mm.
to them, it's normal.
Yeah.
Now that's like I said to her, she had never been to a wedding. The only wedding she ever been to was mine, which was 12 years ago.
Right.
But countless baby showers.
There you go. So yeah. So now that's something else. Like it's we're not gonna go into the baby shower thing
Right,
because
right,
we got 5 minutes, but we're gonna kind of stick on, you know, with the sexuality.
mm-hmm.
Fluently sexuality. Now the individual that I'm talking about, I can't remember his name, but he's close to my age.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And he
Really?
Wayne Brady. Wayne
Oh,
Brady.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wayne Brady. He
Yeah,
came
came
out,
out a couple of months ago and said,
yeah,
yeah.
and said, I mean, maybe he wanted a young girl. I don't know what it is. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
he always looked a little.
Yeah. So, uh, but it's you know it's something where they say I don't want to be labeled, but
Right,
you're still coming under a label.
right,
You know what I mean? So how you gonna say you don't want to be a label when you got a label for
right,
who you are and how you feel?
right.
Because I saw something with him last night, and he was saying, yeah, he said I get the chance to be with somebody straight, somebody bisexual, somebody gay, somebody trans. He said,
Mm.
so I win. You know what I mean? He
Wow.
said, I win. Because basically he don't have no restrictions.
Right,
You
right,
know what I mean? Because that's what it all boils down to. Is like,
right.
okay, you're choose to me, it's a sexual preference.
Is you getting your
You,
cake and eating it too?
yeah, it's a sexual preference. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, it's who you decide to have sex with.
Right,
You don't want to be limited to say,
right,
I only want to have sex with women or I
right,
only want to have sex with men. I want
right.
to be able to have sex with whoever I feel like at the moment
Right,
having sex with.
right,
So it really, to me, this is my personal belief. If anybody who in the LGBTQ now P want to come on the show and we can discuss it and you can give me some more clarity about it. You know what I mean? But it basically seems like, who you attracted to sexually.
right,
You know what
right,
I mean? Because if it's other than that, I don't know. You know what I
right.
mean? It's ultimately ends up a sexual thing. But
But realistically, and I know you got like
go ahead. We
3 minutes,
got
but
3 minutes.
realistically, not for nothing. I mean, I know he came out and said that, but if you go back to Roman times, this isn't anything new.
Right.
People have been doing this for years. It's just people now, as my mother said on her show the other night, the freedom of doing it publicly.
Right.
Before everything had to be, it was private. You did it in your own home. You wasn't allowed to show affection with another man, with another woman. You weren't able to do that outside of your home. Women live together forever, and we used to just think they
as
was
as
friends.
yeah as girlfriends, but
As girlfriends, and now you find out
girlfriends in the
now they
other
getting
way.
married.
Right.
You're like, wait, not Wendy and such and such. Like,
Right.
so I don't because I'm not shocked by any of that because,
No.
like I said, I looking back, it's been going on. I think
Yeah.
it's more shocking for Black people because we always kind of think that we are away from everything. Like like not us. Like but it can
Yeah.
affect anybody.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it. Like I've seen, in my years, young guys, and about like what your daughter said,
Yep.
fifth, fourth grade, you could
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
You could see that they were different. They
Yeah.
were, they were feminine, and they end up growing up to be gay. So
Right.
I mean, it's I think some people are born with it because I believe we all start off as a woman, and then
Right.
some of it don't. You don't get enough
Well, in
testosterone
my
or
case, they
whatever.
always say I was a grown man, so I think I was
You
born a
started
man.
off as a man.
Well, look, you got 5 seconds. What you gonna say?
Hey, thank you all for listening. It's been a pleasure to have you on. You know, you welcome back. You know what I mean? Because this was a great show, one of the good shows. You know, I want you back because we really got a
Yeah, we
good
vibe.
vibe going here, and people need to know what's going on. You know what I'm
Oh, I thought
saying?
it shuts off. Okay, go ahead.
Huh? No,
I
no, it
thought it
won't
shuts
shut.
off.
No, no, I shut it off. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
yeah, but basically, I want you to come back. And I'm gonna want your mom back, and
Right, right,
because the thing is, what we're missing is men and women dialoguing.
right,
And we have to, get that going for those who want to be with men and women. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Those
right, right,
who want to choose otherwise, you're welcome to choose it. And you're
right,
welcome to the show. You're welcome
right,
to come on the show because
right,
I don't discriminate on whatever you want to do because knowledge is infinite.
right,
You know what I mean? And I want people to be able to express themselves no matter
right,
what it is because maybe we as a people need more clarity
right,
from individuals of how that works
right,
so that we don't be, you know, seeming judgmental when we
right,
don't mean to be.
right.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
I think that a lot of times, um, when women, um, let me see the correct way to say it, but a lot of times we kind of don't understand when men are together. But do you notice that it's it's more acceptable when it's women, which
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, absolutely.
which is unfair because I
Absolutely.
mean if you
Yeah.
can accept
Yeah.
whatever
I
they
mean,
doing,
yeah. And believe it or not, even women have a tendency to accept it
yeah,
more with women being together than
exactly,
than they know
exactly,
two men being together.
exactly,
So yeah, it's just one of them things that is just the way our culture is when it comes to that in a part of society, the
yep.
way society made it. Like, okay, for example, if two women walking down the street holding hands, nobody think nothing of it.
Nobody think nothing of
Now,
it.
if they see
Yep,
two guys doing it, and,
yep.
and, and in other cultures they do it, but if they see it in our culture, it's
Yeah, it's
suspect.
a problem, and that's what I
Yeah,
was saying. I feel like it's more of a us thing because even not to jump off the topic, but even still with interracial couples, like still wrapping your mind around it when you see a Latin American woman and an African American man, you still for a moment like, well, what was wrong? Why
what was
why
wrong?
he
What was
with
wrong with us?
right, but like, what made him want to be
Right.
with her? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or like, why she? You know what I mean? Or why she want to mess with him? Like, you know what I mean? Like your mind still goes there, or the first thing you'll say is, huh, he don't even know she probably got a whole other family somewhere
Yeah.
of her race. You know what I mean? And I just said to my mother the other day, one of my daughter friends is black and she's engaged to a white guy, and I always say like it's such a struggle. Like not all with all, because
Right.
I'm
Right.
quite
Right.
sure
Right.
there's some other nationalities that are welcoming when they children date outside of their race. I can only go by
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah. Well.
but like some families make it so difficult. It's already difficult enough dating a black man and his family not liking you for whatever reason, or your mother, you know what I mean, his mother not liking you because you don't dress or you don't act whatever, whatever. So imagine now it's 20 times harder when they're outside of the race because you don't know their culture. You know what I mean? Like at
Yeah.
least you could kind of the culture. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always interested in that. Like I always say, I know that a lot of times they grow up in the neighborhood, and so they become as like one of the homies. Like
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
wind up
Yeah.
they wind
Of
up
course.
digging
Of
whoever in the
course.
hood.
You're gonna. You're going to be attracted to people you're around. They say most times people you deal with can make a connection with is people you work with, people you go to school with, things
Yeah.
of that nature.
Yeah.
So if a person lives in your neighborhood, that's the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, yeah,
You
because
know?
I'm mad. I done moved to this new job. I don't have no work husband yet. So if you work at Hackensack and you looking for a work wife, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
I need
but
somebody to buy me lunch.
yeah, that's hey, but that's how it go. That's one of the statistics. They say
Right.
that's what happens because you're around these people
Right.
often enough
Yeah.
that you build a connection.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so that's just what it is. But
Absolutely.
if any of you, LGBTQ, even P people want to come on, you know what I mean, you're welcome. Come,
Yep.
and we can chop it up. We can conversate, and you
Mm-hmm.
let us know, some things that we don't know,
Right.
because ultimately we all human. We all, I like to say, Moroccan. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about humanity
Right.
being raised up because it's fallen now.
Yes.
What it's
It
about.
has failed. It's not even falling. It has
Yeah,
failed.
yeah. So at the end of the day, that's what we got to try to do. We got to try to restore humanity, with us as a human race,
Yep.
but we also have to start within our own
Our own,
race.
and that's what I love. That's what I love about like you, because it is so true that you it's good to help your community. Like, it's good to help your community. You live in it, like you said, it's your
Right,
community. You live here.
right,
I walk my dog about 5, 6 blocks, and people speak to me, I speak to them. We live in a neighborhood. But guess what? If they see me on a regular day without that dog, just dressed regular, would they speak?
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
would they hold the door open for me? Would they try to run me over if I'm walking across the street? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, they stop for me now because they know the little white dog. But like, if I'm walking, would they stop? Like you said, in your neighborhood, in your community, you gotta try to just work on that. You know what I mean? Work on that. Work on yourself first.
absolutely, absolutely,
Work on
absolutely.
yourself first, which is, I tell everybody, I'm a work in progress. I move 5 steps, and sometimes I move about 4 of them backwards in about a
That
week. Because something could happen and it'll take me
could set you
all the
back.
way back.
Could set you back.
Because this was one of them weeks that I was set all the way back, and then I have to remember how far I personally came. Even other people don't see your personal growth.
Right,
You see your personal growth, and that's what you go by. So I see it, and that's all that matters. So you start within, then you move on to your kids and your family, and
right.
then moving, and the circle goes more and
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
because I have some, 12-year-old, and talking to them, I already can see that you got to start earlier than that,
Oh,
because
yeah.
12 years old is too late.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, I, every now I try to post something every day. You know what I
Hmm.
mean, for things, and I've been posting things about connecting with the youth,
Hmm.
and those particular posts get less views
Hmm.
because I don't know, for some reason we don't want to touch that youth thing.
No, no,
We don't want to
it's
dive in
rough.
deep and deal with that.
It's
But
rough.
we have to because they're the future,
Yeah,
and we have to find a way to connect with them on their terms, even
yeah.
if it has to be their terms. We have to connect with them because if we continue to
But
keep losing,
does it have to be their terms though?
I mean,
Think about it, because
I
I
mean,
tell people.
and when I say their terms, I mean in a manner where we can get through to them.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Because if you come from a certain angle and you're not getting through to them, it's a waste of time.
Right.
So
Right.
you got to find a way. So like, when I say that, an example would be maybe they may want to go to Chunky E. Cheese or something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like Chunky E. Cheese, but if that's what it takes, or to a basketball game to get them to, to open up, we got
Right.
to find ways that's gonna put break down their guard so they can
Right.
open up. So
Right.
that's what I mean on their terms. I don't mean they get to dictate it, as adults. No, we have to find ways because we are the adults. So we got to
Exactly.
find ways to get them to let down their guard so they
Right.
can open up. Because
And another thing is people aren't like kids. People keep saying, "Oh, kids are not kids anymore." You know why? Because they don't know how to be kids. People have stopped allowing them to be kids. It's like we talked about before. They little, they play with. We let them play with toys, and then they do something cute, and oh, that's so cute. Like they might curse, and then somebody be like, "Oh, that's cute," or they laugh. But instead of laughing, you should be correcting them
you
right
got
from
to
the
check
jump.
them. You got to check them.
You
Yeah, you
check
got to
them from
check
the
them.
jump. Like,
Yeah.
and then what happens is now little man is 3 years
Little,
old saying curse words.
little,
And,
yeah,
and,
little,
and
look,
yeah,
yeah,
and then now people looking like side eye, like you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Now
Because
he's
y'all thought it was
disrespectful.
cute.
Now he's
Y'all thought it was
disrespectful.
cute.
Right.
Yeah, now it's
And
disrespectful.
right. And it's on the adults.
And it's on the
It's there.
adult.
It's
And
there
that's what
for
I'm saying.
right.
When they're being a kid, make them to be continue to be a
Big.
kid. Don't stop being so quick to think it's cute and so whatever for them to be so grown so fast. Like, yeah, of course, everybody wants them to grow up.
Yeah.
But
And they're gonna do that on their own soon enough. So there's no need to rush it.
they
You
don't
know?
play with toys. Kids, you see kids now, parents, little people, little kids walking, barely can walk. They got them walking. They don't push them in a stroller. You don't see girls push strollers no more. They got their kids walking, legs all bent back because mother's making them walk before time because they rushing to get them outside to walk in new sneakers so everybody could just be like, oh, you got the new sneakers on Jay. Oh yeah, I paid blah blah blah. Like what? You don't even see babies with baby shoes anymore.
Mm.
Like it goes straight
That
to Jordan
and that's probably what's messing up their legs and stuff because they don't have support. You got them in sneakers, they're not
because
getting support.
nobody wants to allow kids to be kids. You so quick to try to make them grow up so fast. Like we used to just put any little thing on our kids. Now they gotta have name brand. They gotta have this. They gotta like I was just saying. We was riding by and all of the little boys they got the natural. Okay, not for nothing. It's okay that we want our children to be natural. I believe in the dreadlocks and the locks and all this stuff. But when you really, really go look for a job, that hinders you. Unfortunately, I know you should be able to go get a job anywhere and look how you want to look, but that is not the reality. When you walk in there with them haircuts, unless it's McDonald's or something like that, they tend to judge you according to how you look on the outside. It don't even matter. A lot of these young kids are graduating from college and not and working manual labor because they don't want to cut their hair or they don't want to cut their beard. Like I said, I'm with all this. I understand, but do it once you get the job that you want. Then they can't say anything. But if you go in here looking like a grizzly bear and you got the grizzly look, like who's gonna what? You know what I mean? It
Well,
don't matter if you could.
we're gonna table that to another time because now you about to make me go in on some other stuff, but we're gonna table that. And for the next show we can table that because that's definitely a topic that I would love to tackle. I would love to tackle. You know what I mean? But it's true that that's the reality
Yeah,
as it is now.
yep.
But I want to end with
Not that
this, and
is
this
right.
time,
Not
huh?
that is right.
Yeah, and I want to end with this, but this is what I want to end with, and we're gonna end for now for sure. It's basically statistics say it's 49 million.4 people who identify as Black or African American.
Mm-hmm.
So let's split that in half and say, okay, half of them children and they're not able to work. So let's say 24.5 million people.
Mm-hmm.
imagine if all of us put $1 a month,
Mm-hmm.
the things we could do. We wouldn't have to worry about anybody providing jobs for our children because we'd be able to provide them for ourselves.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
$1, 24.5 million people. Come
Yep.
on, a month. That's $24 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every month.
Hey,
In 4 months, you got
if
a
only
hundred
we could do
million.
that in our own house.
I
Like
mean,
you, sometimes you have a whole family and only 2 or 3 people are paying all of the bills, and nobody else want to contribute because, oh, I'm not working, or I only make a little bit of money, or mommy said I ain't got pay. Like, what if everybody in the house contributed? Imagine how many black families would be doing so much better.
so that's what we got to. That's what we're going to pick up on next time. We're going to pick up on that because we got to deal with where we at, who we are, and where we want to be.
Yep.
All right, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
All right,
You gonna
good
take us
night.
out with the music?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I guess I could do that. You can take us out with the music.
You can do what you want to do as long as you got dreams to look for. They say they can't stop me. They can't stop me. I'ma go hard. They can't stop me. Once I'm on my job, until the haters try to break me down. I love it when you turn my crown upside down. They can't stop me. I'ma go hard. They can't stop me.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure.
You can do